A collective reading for August 2022. An extract from Robert Anton Wilson's Prometheus Rising. We shall have a look at chapter 11. The holistic neurosomatic circuit. But there is also in us an aspiration for the mastery of nature, health, strength, duration, happiness, and ease. Liberation from suffering are part of the physical transformation which evolution is called upon to realize. Sri Aurobindo, the future evolution of man. The resurrection of the body need not be postponed until after death. It can happen at any moment. This is a copy of Crowley's Inspired Drawing. For his original seat, the Book of Thoth, or study his tarot deck. The beast with four heads represents the antique circuits. The hedonic laid-back nude is neurosomatic rapture. The serpent is the rising of the Kundalini spirit, the Hindu metaphor for imprinting the Circuit 5 neurosomatic bliss control. Calling all downs to deign, array, surrection, it is just about to roly-holy over. We shall go to a short story. As I describe Hassan's technique, based on historical records in my novel, The Trick Top Hat. Two young candidates dine with Hassan. The food is laced with the time-release capsule. When asleep, the candidates are taken to Hassan's famous Garden of Delights. The capsule had released a heavy dose of opium and they were quite thoroughly unconscious and unaware of their surroundings. The garden, officially known as the Garden of Delights, covered several acres. Here candidates were prepared for admission to the Order of the Assassins. They were to become the most feared and legendary professional killers in history. But here also, in this same garden, were prepared candidates for admission to the Brotherhood of Light, the Illuminati. The candidates, in fact, were prepared the same way. They themselves selected, unknown to themselves, which order they would enter: the political assassins or the mystic Illuminati. Both young men were conveyed into the Garden of Delights and placed several acres apart from each other. In a short time, the second stage of the time-release capsules began to work. Cocaine was released into their bloodstreams, thereby overwhelming the traces of the soporific opium and causing them to awaken full of energy and zest. At the same time as they woke, hashish also began to be released, so they saw everything with exceptional clarity and all colours were jewel-like, brilliant, divinely beautiful. A group of extremely comely and busty young ladies imported from the most expensive brothel in Cairo sat in a circle around each of the young candidates, playing flutes and other delicately sweet musical instruments. Welcome to heaven, they sang as the awakening men gazed about them in wonder. By the magic of the holy Lord Hassan, you have entered paradise while still alive. And they fed them paradise apples, oranges, far sweeter and stronger and stranger than the earth apples they had known before. And they showed them the animals of paradise imported from as far away as Japan in some cases. Creatures far more remarkable than those ordinarily seen in Afghanistan. This is heaven, the first young man exclaimed in ecstasy. Great is Allah, and great is the wise Lord Hassan I-Sabah. But 20 acres away, surrounded by similar lovely ladies and other wonders, The second young man merely gazed about him, smiled in contentment, and said nothing. And then, in both cases, the houris of paradise, as promised in the Quran, began to dance, and as they danced, they discarded one by one each of their 7 veils. And as the veils were thrown off, more and more hashish was released from the capsules, and the young man saw with greater clarity, felt with deeper intensity, experienced beauty and sexual joy in a way completely unknown in their previous earth lives. Then, as each young man sat entranced by the beauty and wonder of heaven, the houris finished the dance, and nude and splendid as they were, rushed forward in a bunch, like flowers cast before the wind, and some fell at the candidate's feet and kissed his ankles, some kissed knees or thighs, one sucked raptly at his cock, others kissed the chest and arms and belly, a few kissed eyes and mouth and ears, and as he was smothered in this hashish-intensified avalanche of love, the lady working on his cock sucked, and he climaxed in her mouth as softly and slowly and blissfully as a single snowflake falling. In a little while, there was no more hashish being released, and more opium began to flow into the bloodstream. The young candidates slept again, and in their torpor they were removed from the Garden of Delights and returned to the banquet hall of the Lord Hassan. There they awoke. Truly, the first exclaimed, I have seen the glories of heaven as foretold in Al-Quran. I have no more doubts. I will trust Hassan I-Sabah and love him and serve him. You are accepted for the order of an assassin, said Hassan solemnly. Go at once to the green room to meet your superior in the order. When this candidate had left, Hassan turned to the second, asking, And you? I have discovered the first matter, the medicine of metals, the elixir of life, the stone of philosophers, true wisdom and perfect happiness, said he, quoting the alchemical formula, and it is inside my own head. Hassan I-Sabah grinned broadly. Welcome to the order of the Illuminati, he said, laughing.